What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Episode 57. I'm not messing up again. I messed up last week. That shit ain't gonna happen again. We are, what are we like? 10 days?
10
Less
days.
than 10 days?
10 days.
10
10
days.
days.
10 days.
10 days.
To the draft. And excited. This will be my first time ever at the NFL draft.
Mine too.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Okay. And I've never been. I mean, I don't know what to expect. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm gonna give you, everybody that's watching, thank you so much for joining. Obviously, True Blue, Pork Rind, Philly sports guys on special assignment. When I say special assignment, he's at a game. I mean, if you haven't figured out that code word yet, I mean, come on. I'm probably gonna mention this again in my on my show tomorrow. But make it count, Sneaky. But I got a text message today that if it was anybody else, it would bring you down. As a diehard Giants fan, it would make you upset. It would it'll bum you out, right? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and read the text message real quick. For those that are listening, here we go. Of course, I'm not gonna say who sent me the text message. Of course, I'm not gonna say that. All right, or who responded to what. Because it's I'm saving that for blackmail material. No, I'm kidding. So I got an email. I got an email and text message. But anyway, unfortunately, we are unable to provide inner circle passes. We received a limit number of those passes, and our allotment has already been exhausted. So that means out of the four of us,
Nope, 3. I'm not included in that.
Shut up, True Blue. Shut up. Out of the 3 of us, I won't be in the inner circle.
The great thing.
But hold on, I don't mean to cut you off. When I read that email, I think this: challenge accepted. So, but I would lie to you. I'd be lying to you guys if I did not say to you I wasn't gonna go. I was like, you know what? That's fine. That's cool. I could save the money. I could, whatever. Wife, because she got the same email I did, and I sent her a text. She replied back, "I'm going to call you. Don't go anywhere." So when Mama Boss says don't go anywhere, I don't go anywhere. Anyway, long story short, she called me, and I said, "Did you get the email?" She said, "Yes, I did." I said, and then before I could say anything else, she said, "Shut up, we're going." Okay.
I think the best thing is you're gonna have family there, so you're gonna enjoy the NFL experience. It's pretty fun over there, hanging out with everybody and going through the whole process of the games, the involvement, seeing all the teams, the helmets that they have. It's a great experience. That's why they call it the NFL experience.
True Blue family schmammy. I want to be in the inner circle. No, okay, let me stop. It is what it is. I'm not there yet. Okay, I'm not there yet. So, I I don't take no for an answer. Wait, I do take no for an answer, but at the same time, I don't take no for. Well, we'll see. Like I said, challenge accepted. So, um, go ahead.
No, I was going to say there's just a lot of news now. 10 days out. I mean, the draft is getting hot. Teams are visiting, players are flying around.
Yep.
New York Giants are even being talked about with the 5th and 7th picks.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what direction we're going. I still think we're going lineman.
Yeah, I saw today you guys were getting offensive line with 5, and then Sauce with 7, the cornerback.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're looking at right now.
I hope not. I really like Sauce.
Well, I'm with you, but we need an edge rusher. And I don't understand. I mean, maybe they think the dude from Oregon is not going to drop all the way until 7. But if he's sitting at 7, we got to make a move on him. That dude from Oregon.
Yeah,
that player from Oregon. I can't say his name.
He might be dropping to Detroit, number 2.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing too.
What you're saying? Hutchinson's going number 1, and then he's going number 2.
Yep. That's what I've been seeing.
I don't think Hutchinson's going number 1.
You don't think so?
Who do you think is going number 1?
Who do you think's going to go 1?
I think the kid out of Alabama to protect
offensive lineman.
Oh, yep. Neal? You think Neal's going number 1?
Yep. Yeah, he's too good the kid is just a beast as an offensive lineman, and you got to protect your value at your QB position for the Jaguars. You don't invest in something like that and then just say, hey, you know what, I'll throw you to the Wolves. I understand defense wins you games, but you got to protect that kid and keep him upright. He was scrambling last year for his life. So
now, again, I'm going to throw this out there. Do you believe there's going to be a running back selected in the first round? Because I know we said 2. No, I said the over-under was 2, and nobody took the over.
I think I took the under, yeah.
I don't think anybody took the over.
I don't see the running back class that strong this year. Then again, I don't even see the QB class that strong this year, but there might be.
It's definitely not, but from what I've been seeing or hearing is there could be, 3 quarterbacks in the first round.
Yeah, 3 to 5. Yeah.
Wait. When you say you don't see the quarterback class being strong, what do you mean? Because people are talking about Willis, they're talking about Pickett, Crowell from what NC.
You can. They can talk about them, but they're seeing all the guys who are the scouts. The scouts are the ones, basically saying it's not that strong of a class due to the schools that they played for, the teams that they played for, the stats that they have. I'm not saying that they're not good enough. I'm just saying that they're not as strong as previous classes. Right. Now, don't get me wrong. Jared Goff, he went number 1, not that strong. Carson Wentz went number 2, not that strong. Even then, I called it back then.
Well, he's going to rebound this year.
So we got so Diego was saying here that 3 quarterbacks will go in the first round.
Yeah, I could see that.
I can see that too. And then of course we have
Pickett,
NY Giant News. What's up, Gabe? Hope all is well. He said that Willis and Pickett are the best. The rest are mysterious. And then you have shots fired. Diego said, not so fast. He got he's saying Willis, Pickett, and Ryder. Ryder's from Cincy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, Pickett got himself into a pickle during the combine, from what all the scouts were talking about, because the kid showed up with the approach of, I'm going to put a glove on his throwing hand after the hand measurement. So, that's when the scouts started paying attention. Why is this kid putting on a glove? And then the measurements came out to the hand and then said he's not going to be that well in the cold weather. the throwing glove, yeah, you saw Eli or Peyton Manning with it. You saw Kurt Warner with it, but those guys had banged up hands.
Teddy Bridgewater as well. I mean, he had one too.
Yeah.
But
Teddy two gloves.
Yeah, but you got a kid coming in like this, putting on a glove, already throwing the ball around. It says a little bit more. Is the ball slightly larger? What's going on?
I don't know.
His hand is smaller. That's what I'm.
Yeah, his hands.
It's going to be interesting for me about what direction the Giants are going to go. I'm starting to hope that Shane would make a move on that 7th pick and maybe either drop us back and pick up some picks for either future drafts or whatnot. I mean, obviously, whatever the best option available, I hope he chooses. But I would love to see some equity for next year. I believe. I mean, Gettleman kind of had us in a bad place. However, we're in a great situation because of Gettleman, how he drafted.
So you're willing to trade down one of your spots, huh?
It depends. I mean, what if Carolina, picks the guy we want, which it's not going to happen. It's going to be a quarterback for Carolina.
Yeah.
But, what if there's, we believe our guy that we want will fall to say, late 20s or in the teens somewhere. Just get out of the top 10 because that is a money pick.
Yeah, it is.
Hold on a sec. I just saw this. Gabe says, hot take right now is that the Giants will draft Howell in the 2nd round.
Huh.
You know what? I wouldn't say that's a hot take. That's a possibility. But I don't think he would see the field. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think because you got Tyrod back there.
Yeah,
Jones is not, performing. I really like Tyrod. So,
yeah.
And I think you need that person behind your back, like a Tyrod, because if Jones ain't effective, he could easily see the field and he can easily be the starter for the rest of the year.
Absolutely.
So, and I don't want to talk. Of course, I'm going to talk about the Giants all the time. But I got to ask you guys this question and help me understand. And I didn't think it was this way. That if the Giants don't pick up that 5th-year option, they can't re-sign him, or can they give him, or can they sign that 5th year after the season's over? I'm sorry.
No, I don't.
You got to have it tendered before the season starts.
Before the season, right?
Because then that's not fair to Daniel Jones,
right? But they can re-sign. They can re-sign him after the season.
Yeah, after the season,
he'll just enter as a free agent, but he can still be re-signed.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, but his rookie deal will be gone. If they don't sign him, if they don't re-sign him to his 5th-year option, then his rookie deal is gone. His rookie deal is gone, and then they have to extend him.
Right.
It's a whole new contract.
Yep.
Because what you're doing there, if you don't re-sign him when it's due, and then he plays a hell of a season, you're not giving the opportunity to him. So it's kind of a catch-22. But if I were the Giants, I wouldn't re-sign him. I'm just letting you know that straight up. There ain't no way I'd let him sign that 5th year. I wouldn't even offer that 5th year tender.
I mean, I would take the
his 4th year, right?
Yeah, this is 4th year. I mean, if I was the GM, and if, of course, I'd have a conversation with Mara, and I would sit down and say, hey, he's, and he's getting healthy. He's ready to play next year. He's hitting all the marks that, DeBoe wants him to hit. I think it would be a good idea to. I would honestly. Dang. Hold on. I mean, that's something I got to think about myself. Because no, I mean seriously, because to be fair,
as a fan,
he hasn't performed to the best of his ability that I know he can perform to. But that's not entirely his fault, though.
No, it's not.
So it's kind of like, and from what the owner said about Jones, we messed up this kid's career as best as we could. So do we owe it to him? Does the ownership owe it to Jones?
No.
To give him that. I mean, how can you say that? I mean, you guys gave Dak that what do you call it? The tag, and then you sign him to a freaking a bajillion-dollar Forrest Gump deal
that only lasts 2 days.
And then, of course, most of it is guaranteed.
But the restructure, but you got to remember, this is cutthroat league. That the NFL owners never owe anything to anybody in their mindset. So, do they owe Daniel Jones anything from their point of view? No.
Well, I'm only saying that because of what Mara said.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong; they can have empathy and sympathy, but they're not gonna just say flat out, "Nah, we owe it to this kid."
What do you think, Pork Ryan? I mean, you guys had how many quarterbacks since?
Man.
Wait, was Mark Rippon the last stable quarterback? I mean, because even RJ3 didn't even last that long.
No, I mean,
who was
I mean, be honest.
Gus Farrat.
Good Lord, yeah.
Gus Farrat?
Oh, jeez. No, it wasn't. God, man. Burnell, maybe?
I think it was Rippon.
No, Rippon was
early 90s.
Yeah, that was early 90s.
Yeah, that was the last Super Bowl.
Yeah. But I mean, Brad Johnson was only there a year. Mark Burnell, maybe. I think he was there 2 years, 3 years, maybe. I mean,
and what's strange is I thought Norv Turner would really turn that O-line around and get them going. When he left the Cowboys and went straight to Washington, I was like, oh man.
Yeah, but you know what though?
But that never came through.
Because Dan Snyder. It was all because of Dan Snyder. Norv Turner would have turned that team around if it would have been, if Dan Snyder would have stayed out of the way. But he was bringing in all the guys that were pretty much past their prime. You got Jeff George coming in, Deion Sanders, Bruce Smith. I mean, the list could go on and on and on. I don't think Norv Turner got a fair shake. But
Norv Turner and Schneider get along?
I mean, I think they got along until towards the end, because he wasn't being patient and building. He wasn't building the team the right way. He was trying to buy a championship. And he was trying to do what the Rams are doing now.
Yeah, you can buy a championship, but you're going to suffer in the.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is going to sound really silly of me saying this, but I honestly thought Spurrier was going to turn the Commander. Well, I'll say Washington. I can't keep up with the names y'all have.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, honestly, because what that man did, I was a big Spurrier fan of his offense.
He was a good college coach.
And then Danny Wolford, when he went to Washington, I thought maybe
we had all the Florida Gator quarterbacks.
You sure did. You sure did.
We had Wolford. Who was the other guy?
Steve Walsh. Man. I think he had Walsh. Was it Walsh?
No, it wasn't Walsh. It was
he was back in
my God.
He was back in the Wolford too.
Yeah, that's the thing. College coaches coming out. That's why everyone thinks of Matt Rule out of Carolina as this guru, but there's two different factors when it comes in. You're in the NFL, and these are grown men. They're not college kids.
Yeah.
Even though you got a college kid who's 21, 22, these are grown men. They will make their own decisions on how they want to be treated.
And
they have every right.
And they're all individual contractors too.
Yeah, exactly.
So Gabe, I hate to bring back the Giants, but Gabe brought up this good quote. I needed to put it up here. It's Volume 1. News. The thing that the Giants have shown tremendous interest in Howell. Yes, what he's saying. I read this by sending him Their head of player personnel to his pro day, having him for a house visit. According to reports, Giants do have interest in Howell in the second round, assuming he falls. Jones' 5th-year option is looking like they are not going to sign it, as it is a huge risk. And you see what happens when people have picked up quarterbacks on 5th year's option, for example, Sam Darnold. Well, I mean, Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. I mean, that's
all right.
This okay, Gabe. This might be a hot take. Jones is better than Sam Darnold. I'll say that.
That is a very hot take.
I'll say that with confidence.
That is a very
quote me on that. You know, I don't believe. Now, look, I would not be surprised if, okay, let's say we do let Jones go and the Patriots pick him up.
Yeah.
And then we're going to see what he can do. Then we're going
to, Patriots pick him up.
See, now that's a hot take.
Yeah.
Because
what, the Patriots picking him up?
Well, him being released and that going that way, because I mean, Bill Belichick can work some wonders, but the NFL is, I mean, it's just a tough industry.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You get paid though. You get paid.
You do.
But you also sacrifice a lot.
Yes, you do.
To get paid.
Yes, you do. And that's the thing, you know, some of these, I mean, look at the whole Baker Mayfield little fiasco.
Saga.
Well, you know, you've got wide receivers speaking out in Carolina saying no. You know, everyone's saying that's an option for him to go to Carolina, and the wide receivers are out there saying no. So receivers are starting to, you know, whether they can court these guys or just plain out say, we don't want you.
Well, that is because of the player.
Oh, exactly.
Baker, cocky. They just don't want him there. And speaking of players, you know, wanting their quarterback, what about this Kyle Murray coming over here to Dallas?
No, that it's not happening.
It's not happening. So what they're saying about there's some interest there, that's not true?
No. That's all coming out of his camp. I'm going to tell you what. You want to go and talk smack about the Dallas Cowboys, and then your agent knows damn well he screwed up, and his little tidbit to try and get more money, and then he's all, wow, the Cowboys want him. No, sorry. I have not heard one person say, we'll take Kyler Murray in exchange for Dak Prescott.
And the question was asked of me too. Do I want Kyler Murray? No, I don't. Okay, guys, those of you that don't, I know you guys already know how I am, but those that don't know, I'm a real big on character. If you're going to throw a tantrum, and I don't care if Kyler sees this, right? I don't care. If you're going to throw a tantrum, unfollow everybody on your social media, whatever it is, because you want a wide receiver or you're trying to do something, you're trying to make a move or whatever the case may be. That's childish.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. That is just straight childish.
Yep.
That's exactly it.
Now here we are talking about Daniel Jones, talking about his potential future. And what is he doing right now? He is working.
He's rehabbing.
He's studying the game, watching film, seeing how he can improve. He's already said he has not played up to the expectation. He has taken accountability. And I'm sorry, that playoff game Kyler played. Now, yes, I am a Monday or Tuesday quarterback, whatever you want to call it. But that performance against the Rams,
especially in the end zone one.
That one?
Yeah, that was horrible.
You know, and the only reason why I'm criticizing him is because of his actions, because of his character. Does he deserve it? No. You know, He's in the NFL. I'm not. He won the Heisman. I didn't. He won the Big Ten. I don't know how many times. Yes, I have not. I have an NCAA though on the PlayStation. But that's we'll talk about that later.
Well, that's the thing too. Is you got to be trying to better yourself as a player. And I can tell you right now, I know Dak Prescott's in that room studying up after that play against San Francisco, the last 2 quarters. He knows what he did wrong. The whole world knows what he did wrong. And he's taking responsibility. And that's the first thing, any player should do if they know they're responsible for the type of play that he did. Because then fans can look at him just like I do and say, okay, he learned his lesson. Because it hurts when you lose.
Even if, and I'm sure a playoff game hurts even more. Oh, yeah. With that talent, with the talent that they had on that field, that game. Just to be down. What were they down? They were down 17-0 until the third quarter.
Yep.
Even that itself was just incredible to watch. Even if, and to kind of echo what you were saying, True Blue. Even if it wasn't the player's fault, they would still take accountability.
Yeah, especially
because in the press conference they'll say, your player, your teammate, True Blue, I'm going to throw you under the bus. True Blue fumbled the ball late in the fourth quarter. That was a critical turnover. What are your thoughts on that? Of course, I'm going to sit here and say, well, we all got to work together, and I just got to make better plays. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do. That's what players do. That we help. We support each other by taking accountability, even when it's not even necessary. So, So again about Kyler, I don't even know how he's even going to go back to Arizona and be like, "I'm just playing. Come on, guys. I didn't mean. I'm following you now."
They're saying he's going to sit out the season, so that says a lot.
He's going to sit out the season.
Yeah, if he doesn't get paid, that's what his agent has done more harm than good.
Yeah,
and that's basically what it boils down.
But is it the agent's fault? That cannot all be the agent.
Well, if your client is not getting the justification that he needs, of course it's going to fall on your agent, because your agent is your PR as well.
Right. Well,
his agent is out there putting out what he, whether he says it or not, but he's putting, a statement out and saying this and that. So, it all, just look at the statements alone.
Look. So, I hear you. I hear you, True Blue. But last I checked, the agent works for me.
Exactly.
But not me, because I don't make that much money to have an agent. But if I did, they work for me. They get a cut of my check. Yeah. So I could understand on the agent's part why he would. Let's say he is, suggesting things. Maybe, I think that'd be fair to say. Or Kyler is like, I'm not playing a damn down until, what I'm saying? I could see that as well.
Yeah.
And then the agent is just basically filtering what Kyler's saying.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying he's part of your PR team, and whatever you're relaying to him, whether it's taken out of context, whether it's alleged, whatever it may be, once those tweets go out, once those statements go out, you can't pull that stuff back.
Nope. No, not at all.
And you can say, well, my phone was hacked. You can do whatever you want, but Arizona fans are just sitting there.
And before this incident, the fans were even like kind of 50-50 on it too. Because I'm from Arizona. I hear what they're saying. I do. Gabe, I had to laugh at this. Man, Kyler's agent must not have passed his sports management college class. So, okay, Gabe, I'm going to push back a little bit because, like I said, the agent works for Kyler. Okay. Now, Kyler, the agent has to do what his client wants to do, or because all I gotta say is you're fired.
Yeah,
that's it. And then what he's gonna do? He's gonna get another agent.
Yeah.
So yes, the agent kind of he has to cradle him a little bit.
Yeah.
What he has to cradle, I'll let you fill in the blanks there. But I mean, he has to do it because he's going to get a cut. He's and for all we know, I don't know how many clients this agent has, but let's just say he's in a Jerry Maguire moment, right? Oh my God, how ironic is that? He's in this Jerry Maguire moment, and Kyler's like, "Show me the money. Show me the money." I wonder what his agent's name is, and if it's Jerry, I'm gonna laugh my ass off right now. Gabe, if you can find out,
his name's Jerry McIntyre.
It is not. I was gonna know. Gabe, if you can find out the guy's name,
and that's been these agents too. I get the whole player being the boss, but sometimes these players are taking agents' advice.
Right. Well, because they're sitting there saying, "What do you think I should do?" And if he don't say the right thing, he can be shown the door. You know what I'm saying? So
his name is Eric Burkhart.
Damn it! I wanted to be Jerry. God, I wanted to be Jerry so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, or even like Maury Povich. They'd be like, "Kyler, you are the father."
Yeah, the amount of money, that these agents are getting too, 10%.
Yeah, of like millions.
Yeah,
like for me, I mean, I leave more than 10% on a tip. Actually, hold on, we're gonna take a quick pause for a second. Do you guys tip 20% minimum on a tip?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So do I. I do.
At least 20. Yeah.
Well, for me, minimum is 15. I'll do the minimum 15, but I mean, I go 20. So
yeah, the
25 if I get a massage. No,
just think about that. $10 million.
Sorry, Robert Kraft.
$10 million. Agent gets $1 million.
Yeah.
Now these guys are getting like $230 million.
Yeah.
For Cleveland, going over there, Deshaun Watson, $230 million.
Yeah,
23 million.
So he also represents the head coach for Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
No, he don't. Are you serious?
Yes,
oh, that is an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Can you see that coach now? He'd be like, "Really, Eric? Really?"
That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, that's why the fans are out there talking, because they know that they can't have him. Those two in the same room with the same agent.
So we got Diego, Debo, AJ, and what's it, McLaurin?
Yeah, McLaurin
are holding out of camp because of we got to get away from that. That's not business-like.
So McLaurin is going to get extended as soon as June 1st comes, because we've got some contracts.
That's your guy, ain't it?
Yeah. McLaurin will be in camp.
Yeah.
He'll be in camp.
Yeah, Debo's not wanting to play for San Fran.
Well, Debo, we don't know what position he is. Are they gonna pay him wide receiver money? They sure as hell ain't gonna pay him. I'm sorry. Is he gonna be paid running back money? Because they sure as hell ain't gonna pay him as wide receiver money.
Yeah, well, the talk is San Francisco is already having that kid who's already being told that he's going to be a starter over Garoppolo. So,
Lance.
Yeah.
There's going to be,
he's already come out and said that.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, and I'm surprised G is not going anywhere yet.
Exactly.
What is up with that?
Well, he's a team player. He's not going to diva himself out like a lot of these other guys.
Yeah, but you would think that because they're paying him a pretty good penny too.
Oh yeah, 20.
So you mean to tell me, shit? You mean to tell me that he's going to ride the bench?
He did it in New England.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah, but he didn't get paid that much. He's not getting the money that he's getting now.
Well, that's exactly it. That's why one way or another they're going to have to do something with Baker Mayfield, because it's the same situation.
Yeah,
you got one guy who's already guaranteed $230 million, not another guy who's going to get X amount of dollars.
Baker is he's in a conundrum himself, if you will. For one, people don't want him, right? I'm just throwing that out there because I know we were talking about the one team in Carolina. They didn't want him. And two, Deshaun could be facing a 6-game suspension.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why I can understand why Cleveland is like, nah, bro, you with us for a little bit.
Yeah, and
in 6 weeks.
Yeah,
and in turn, you get to say, I'm not going to play, which is basically what he's been saying already.
Baker said, I'm not going to play?
Yeah.
See, okay, look, guys, when players do that, it does not shine a good light on them.
No, it doesn't.
Again, it's not about that shine. They don't care anymore.
No.
It's not about what you do. It's not about what they've done. It's what can I do for you lately.
Yeah.
And lately they don't want to play.
Now time out. Now let me back up a little bit. Teams don't care either. Let's be fair. I want to harp loyalty, right? I want the player to show loyalty, but we all know damn well the team, they don't. It's not reciprocated. I mean, if Montana could be traded,
exactly.
If Favre could be traded, so teams show as much loyalty as a car salesman. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's very
that's free agency for you. Free agency has ruined that.
Well, even I'm just saying teams in general, because they can trade you. They can. I mean, you got to reach a certain status in your career to get that no trade clause.
Oh yeah.
And until you get that no trade clause in your contract, you are at the will and pleasure of that NFL team. So I think for me, being an old head of the NFL like I am, I'm talking like the 3-division AFC, NFC with 3 wild card teams, old head. Even though the teams lack loyalty, it's all about being the better person. And for me, if the players could be that's kind of where I'm coming from. But at the same time, now that I'm talking this out, I could understand why players are being the way they are. But you gotta at least show up. You cannot not be on the field.
Yeah.
Because not only are you hurting the team, you're hurting the fans that paid the money to come see you play, even though you don't want to be there.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing too. They got to realize is that the executive decisions were made by the team themselves, just like the Cleveland Browns. So I can see why Baker is saying, you know what, you guys made your bed, lie in it.
And I don't think Baker and that head coach gets along. I don't think they do. No. But I mean,
I can tell you right now that more than half the Cleveland fans were upset that they got Deshaun Watson from the get-go because of the whole situation that led up to that.
Did you see his leaked videos of his disposition?
No,
I only saw clips of it. I need to watch the whole thing just to get a better analysis, so I can make a better opinion. And I think it would behoove. Remember, we got to keep that word in the show. It would behoove us to watch it and educate. And this would be something perfect. Maybe not talk about during the draft. But a future show down the line, because again, he was, it's not criminally founded. There's no criminal. The criminal charges were dropped, so now it's the civil. And I don't want to talk about this too much, right? I want to just kind of graze over it and then we'll move on. I want to, the beginning of this whole situation, from what I understand it to be, the attorney reached out to Deshaun and was like, hey, we want money. This is the amount. We won't take it to court. And he was like, I'll see you in court. So I guarantee you, if he signs or if he settles, there is going to be a no at fault clause. And of course, the non-disclosure. I mean, that's a given in that settlement. That's kind of how I envision that whole thing going. No comment.
I'm still if for regardless of the allegations, regardless of everything else, he missed a whole year.
Yeah.
Due to his, what he was doing,
off-field issues.
Yeah. And whether you're all off the field antics catch up with you on the field, which it has because he lost a whole year. Now he's looking at a minimum 6-game suspension.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. I mean, it is what it is.
You know what's really unfortunate against this whole thing? Diego says, in my opinion, no one wants Baker. I mean, I could see that. I mean, would you guys agree to that as well?
No,
I don't want him.
Right.
No, somebody wants him. It's the right time.
We're waiting.
So let's think about this. If I'm not mistaken, Baker had a 29-30 record. Broke their losing streak in the NFL. Broke their playoff. Not only got onto the playoffs, but they won a playoff game.
Yep.
I guess this is what we're talking about earlier about loyalty that teams have.
That's why I'm saying the fans of Cleveland are, upset that he's gone or he's going to be gone. So
I think
it's all a cutthroat situation and all across this league. All across this league.
Yep.
And it's the fact that the coach there in Cleveland inherited Baker.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson. And matter of fact, words coming out that Hugh Jackson didn't even want him. I don't know if you guys heard that. I mean, and I hope if I'm mistaken, somebody please correct me.
Nah.
But from what I read, there was some discontent with him and Hugh.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. Well, it was a whole. Yeah, there was some. The Hard Knocks episodes led into that. You can see it right there, plain sight.
Yeah, and then when Hugh was fired and got picked up by Cincinnati, I believe it was.
It was, yeah.
They had the little sideline issue.
Yeah, he didn't walk up to him.
Yeah.
Hugh reached out for a handshake, and Baker just walked over. It is what it is. Too much drama.
Gabe said, I don't know why the Browns didn't just ship Baker to the Texans.
He doesn't want to play in Texas.
Yeah. Which don't make no damn sense because how many Oklahoma fans are here?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
and that could be, that could be something down the line, during the draft. That's what's going to be interesting.
That could be a trade deal. You're right. Yeah. You're right. And again, that might be a situation where Barkley might go somewhere too. Diego said former GM Dorsey wanted him.
And where's Dorsey right now?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Colin takes on the NFL Network.
Yeah.
Fans are more upset that he has the charges and allegations than getting a new quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow up there in Cleveland. I mean, I know you guys read what Amari Cooper wrote, right?
No, what? No. About Deshaun?
About both quarterbacks.
Oh,
Baker?
Yeah,
please go on.
It was on Bleacher Report. But he was
send me the link. I'll read it.
He was reading both tweet or he was reading off on both quarterbacks. But what he was talking about, I mean, I don't know. from Bleacher Report, I mean, you got to see it. I started laughing, and he brought up his school in Alabama and everything else. So it goes around leadership and some other good stuff. So you'll laugh when you read it. You'll laugh when you read it.
Well, okay. Well, let me just cut to the chase here. Does Amari Cooper like Baker Mayfield?
I think he'd rather play with Baker Mayfield than he would Deshaun Watson.
Okay. Good. That's a yes. I like him.
Yeah,
but
and that's just my take. That's just my hot take.
You talked to Amari the other day. You know that's what he told you. Come on now. I'm sorry, Pork Rind, I cut you off. Go ahead. What you got?
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying something.
No.
So with this draft coming up in 10 days, the teams, I believe, I don't know how many visits you guys have gotten up to. I think we've received all 30 of our visits. There was only one wide receiver that came into your camp, wasn't it?
In ours?
Washington? Yeah.
We've got a few. You got London from USC. Williamson from Alabama?
Yeah.
Or is it? Yeah. And then what's his name? Garrett. Is it Garrett Wilson from Ohio State? I think there was 3 or 4 wide receivers.
And what about you, Sneaky? How many receivers you had visit?
I don't. The only thing that really stands out to me was the Howe visit.
And how long of a visit was that?
Howe. If I'm not mistaken, it was a couple days.
Oh, okay.
So that's the only one that really sticks out.
Yeah, and the one big thing, the off-season workouts did begin today.
Yep.
So see who's in the locker room and who's not.
Yeah, our guys have been in there for a minute.
For real.
Let me see if I can pull up something that they've been talking about. But that was the only thing that stands out. Hold on, Gabe. Gabe has something to
say. And I don't know if y'all. I know you living up there in the DFW area did hear the news this weekend about one of our cornerbacks. And the whole thing
yeah.
Crazy.
It's just a sad story all the way around.
Second rounder too.
Yeah, it. Some of these guys need to look at their environments and who they hang around with.
Yep.
It's not good. And it's just a sad story all the way around. And, you know, it's a hard pill to swallow as a fan that you would have somebody that put themselves in that situation. Because I know, you know, whether he's second round, third round, fourth round, regardless.
Even first. Even if it was, I mean, you know, the situation with DeAndre Baker a couple years back.
Yeah, as fans, we don't like to see that sort of stuff because it's very off-putting. I mean, the families that have been impacted.
Yep.
And for you to not speak, you know, it really doesn't make any sense. And I don't know, man. It's just been eating at me for the past week after, first of all, looking at the video. Second of all, knowing who it was. Third of all, a month goes by and you did not say one word. A month. That's unforgivable right there. I mean, everything can be forgiven, but something like that is just pretty hard.
Yeah, I don't. Look, a life was lost.
Yes, a kid.
I mean,
a kid.
Yeah.
And it's just it's very upsetting that somebody would put themselves in that environment as a player, as anything else, because you don't ever want to be in those types of situations. It's just sad.
I was in the office when someone actually read the report. Basically the headliner.
Yeah.
And when they read it, I shook my head. And of course, the next thing they said was, okay, besides being a Cowboys fan, you know, what do you know? they wanted my 2 cents about it, and I started thinking of the lead singer of the 2 Live Crew. Oh, God, what's his name?
I know who you're talking about.
I know you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So no, let me stop. So I remember he would say something like, if you can't change your friends, it's time to change your friends. And that's this case. The problem is when people leave their environment, and they become successful, they become whatever, you get called, and you don't come back to your community. You don't come back home. You're called a sellout. You call this and that. And sometimes if people that are around you aren't doing anything, and if they're calling you a sellout, all right, man, if that makes you feel
good.
Yeah. If that makes you feel better. Because look, if like I said, if you want to stay in that, okay, in my mind, look, growing up for me, and I'm only going to talk about me and myself. Growing up, I thought to myself, I said, if you're a thug and you're still, not only a thug, if you're a person that's, it's going to sound so bad. if you're not doing anything to better yourself, okay, and you're still living at home, you don't have the right to call anybody anything.
Yep.
And there's one person that I'm thinking of right now. I don't know if he watches the show, but if he does, you know who you are. If you're still living at home and you're not putting that effort, and for the person that thinks I'm talking about them, no, it's not you, it's the other person. But you have no right to call anybody anything, and sometimes you have to let people go.
Yep.
And I mean, I hate to say it, I've let people go because you wanna, especially those negative Nancy's,
Yeah.
But now it's a case where not only is he going to miss out on a promising NFL career, he might be face some jail time.
Yeah.
Now again, this is all alleged.
Yep.
Right?
Alleged.
But
yeah, like I said, it's a sad story for the families involved, and it's a sad story just in general, and it's just that type of stuff always tugs at me because of the environment I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to see that, man. You just got to sometimes, like you're saying, walk away. Yeah. You'd be a lot better person for it.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I did not grow up in the hood. I'm going to tell you that right now. But I did grow up in the south streets of Sierra Vista, Arizona. South side? Better recognize?
Yeah.
Everybody that's back home watching this, they're like, please.
You ain't from no south side.
Well, actually, I was like southeast side, southwest. It depends on where you have the map. Yeah.
Southwest.
Yeah.
I'm going back to some happy points of this draft. I'm really interested to see, of course, how quick that number one card is going to be taken off the board. Are they going to let it run the 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And call it out. And I think an interesting bet too. Does anybody miss their
West Side? West Side.
Does anybody miss their pick like the Minnesota Vikings have?
I remember. I'm like, wait, did they pick? I remember that.
God,
Twice.
I have 2-0 in the house, baby.
That's bad.
They did it twice? I only remember the one time.
Twice.
That is bad.
Twice, dude. God. You got to watch the NFL film on that, dude. It's and the Minnesota Vikings were up. And Mike Tyson, he went over there to go pick up the phone, and time was expired.
That's Jesus.
You know, I was thinking today. You know, they have all these call logs, and me being in communications, I was just like, I wonder if the NFL monitors all the phone calls that come in to, you know, from the team to the facilities to the draft.
To the draft.
I think they would have to. Yeah, they would have to.
Oh, that yeah. See that I started questioning, and I started looking at some things, and it just starts eating at my head a little bit more because one, why are they listening in on a private call?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. You know, the teams are calling into the draft so they can sign their card to get it in. Is the NFL listening in on those calls?
Well, aren't they calling the? Oh no. So the front office is calling the team.
They're calling the team, right?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So when they're calling for that card, so that their representative is filling out that card. They know exactly who they're talking to, when they're talking to. Do other teams know, or does the NFL know who's going to be picked?
Well, yeah, I don't think they know until they get the name.
Unless
but I am curious though. Like, is there any like side talk? You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah!
Like, what up, bitch? Yeah, why'd you take too long to pick up the phone? You know, effort. You know.
Yeah, there's 32 teams sitting there. You got to imagine. Well, I remember in Nashville they put them to the side. They you know, before they were out in the open and it was hard to hear, but now they've got them off to the side and the back. So it's pretty interesting how that if you fans out there haven't seen any of these phone calls made between teams and players, you got to go watch the good stuff from the 80s and 90s. Those drafts were so much fun, just listening in on the owners and listening in on the coaches on who they want. I mean, we're still going to have a war room this year for the Cowboys. So you get a little bit inside of what's going on behind the scenes.
So we got Gabe saying the Giants have had most of the top running backs in their visits. We have had non-wide receivers. We have had a bunch of tight ends visit, Howell visit. Oh, it was for 2 days with dinner and workout and tour the facility.
So you're definitely trading Saquon Barkley.
you know, I mean that could be an option to trade up. You know, use Barkley. They're not going to give a number one for Barkley. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I have no idea. I don't know football.
You never know. You might trade. You might get a second or third or something.
Well, he would have to fall in the second round.
Yeah.
Especially if we're going to go. I hope. God, I don't want to go corner. We need an edge rusher. We need someone to complement Leonard Williams.
And the other thing too, the free agency market, there's still a lot of guys out there.
There's a lot of people out there still.
Yeah, there's still a top 100 list out there, and I know there after this draft, a lot of those guys will be getting picked up as well.
Yep.
And you know who's going to be the victim of that? The free agent rookies that aren't getting picked up.
Yep.
I mean,
and
even if they did get picked up, it's like the odds of them making the team is even less.
Unless you're a highly, lineman, something that needs some depth.
Well, scout, right? Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because you got to remember the practice team has a little bit more now with all these protocols that have been put in place since last year. So it is 5 extra players is a lot.
Oh hell no! Honey Badger is not coming to Dallas. Honey Badger is not coming to Dallas.
Yeah, I hope not.
I hope so.
He's not.
That's a lot of money.
He's a hell of a player, though. He's a hell of a player.
He is. I heard Saints, but
he's too much over there as well.
Yeah,
that's quite a bit of change that this man wants, and I don't blame him. He's well worth it.
And yeah, Gabe is right. This hour did go by fast.
Yes, it did.
Well, I guess thanks, Gabe. I guess we'll end on that.
Our next one will be the last one for the draft.
So if I'm not mistaken, we're probably the next show will be in Vegas. We might do it the Wednesday night.
Yep.
More word. Will everybody be there on Wednesday?
Yep.
Philly's on a 14 classified mission.
Yeah.
Because you know he's a trained assassin of the NFC East show. Just saying. Pork Rind, when you getting there?
I'll be there Wednesday.
Okay, I'll be there Wednesday too. I'll be there Wednesday evening. I think I land at like 7.
I get in at noon.
Yeah, Nick you gotta go to school, and then we'll be boarding the flight. And I'm gonna have me like 4 Bloody Marys.
Just take off early.
Huh? Well, I am, but he has to go to school. So,
all right, folks.
But yep, we're 29 minutes over, and they are not paying us overtime. So, until next time, let's go Giants.
How about them Cowboys?
Ow!
Take command, or hell to the Commanders. I don't know.
Never give up. Never surrender.
There's a